Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing here in Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 23, in Avas Ish V'Isha, the love of a husband and a wife. V'mihirchiv Hashem as Gevul Baila, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu has expanded the financial boundaries of the husband, which means that he has enough money to be able to support his wife and take care of her the way that she would like to. And nevertheless, even though that he's got plenty of money, he's still very stingy when it comes to what his wife needs and what she wants for the house. Or he delays in bringing home the money. He doesn't bring home the monthly paycheck for some reason, or give her spending cash that he normally does. Why should she let it bother her? Whatever he brings her, let her take it and serve it to him. He brings her a little bit of money, he brings her a little bit of resources. Take the money, buy the food, and serve him what he has brought home. Could the husband actually tell his wife, how come you didn't make me the delicious, tasty treats that I love? She should say to him, if you didn't bring me the money, so how am I supposed to be able to make you the tasty treats? It's very simple. If you bring the money, she'll make you what you want. If you don't bring the money, then she cannot provide you with what you would like. If for her clothing or her jewelry or pleasures of this world that people have, she ends up making an argument with her husband, this is just foolishness. A little bit of dry bread is better, and have it peacefully, than to have fancy meals, but have it with daiga, with a lot of stress and anxiety. If the great holy name of Hashem, which was written with kedusha, holiness, as we know, you're allowed to erase it for the sake of shalom bayis and put it in the holy waters of the Soita. Allah has kama v'kama, all the more so. Shetzrichim ish v'isha, a husband and wife need limchayel, to forgive each other, ulevante ritzoyna, and to nullify, subdue their ratzon, their will, ritzoyna mibnei shalom bayis, for the sake of shalom bayis. Says the Pele Yoetz, whatever you could do to ensure that you and your wife, or you and your husband, are going to live a life of shalom bayis, where it means to be meichel, you'll forgive what they did something wrong. You'll be mevato, you'll give up what you wanted because that's not what they want. If that's going to ensure that there's going to be shalom between you, it is a worthwhile cause for you to be involved with. A woman must be concerned. The husband is not so, perhaps, honest over here with his finances. He's worried over here that if he tells his wife he doesn't really have all the money that she thought that he has, so then she's going to get upset with him. So maybe the husband is not so forthcoming. Maybe he's not as rich and wealthy as she originally thought that he was. And he doesn't have that. He doesn't want to tell her that he doesn't have as much money as she thought, because maybe it's going to make his mazel, his bracha in this world even worse. Meaning by giving words and telling over that he's struggling financially. He didn't make enough money this month. Business is not so good. He's afraid there's going to be tiftach pelis satan. He's going to open up the mouth of the satan and can bring worse mazel to him. So maybe that's why he's not saying anything. Many other different tainas, many other different types of excuses that's not going to satisfy his wife. Nevertheless, says the Pele Yoetz, if you see that your husband is struggling with his ability to communicate with you where his finances are really holding, it's a very delicate topic for a man. He knows that he's the breadwinner. He feels obligated to be able to support his wife and his children in the right way. And when he's struggling in Parnasa, it is a total blow to his ego. It's very difficult, and he doesn't really want to speak about it. Now, it could be aggravating to a woman because she needs to know how much money is in the bank. Can they pay the bills? How come she didn't get her little stipend or her little cash that she normally gets at the beginning of the month so she can go and buy the things that she wants? It's bothering her. Says the Pele Yoetz, don't let it bother you. Because you can't understand the busha, the shame, and the embarrassment that your husband has, that he cannot provide you with everything that you're asking for and everything that you want. Especially if you have chaverim, you have friends that are living large and they have all the things that they could possibly want and they need, and they're going on nice, wonderful, beautiful vacations right now in the summertime. Good for them, but you can't afford it. It hurts your husband that he cannot provide you with the same luxuries or the same treats or the same kind of a lifestyle that the other ones are having. And therefore, says the Pele Yoetz, just leave it alone. Don't push the time, meaning don't force him to tell you and do not go against his will. Don't start spending lots of money that's not going to be good for him. It's not going to be good for you in the end either, because it's going to aggravate your husband tremendously if he knows there's only X amount of dollars to spend for this month, and you take the credit card, you take some money out of the bank, and you go and you spend and you spend and you spend. It's going to aggravate your husband. A woman has to be concerned if her husband ever gets angry with her about really nothing. Sometimes, says the Pele Yoetz, you'll see that a husband, he gets in this fit of rage or anger, and it's really over nothing. And it has nothing at all to do with her. Maybe he got upset with something that took place in the market that day. In business, he had a long conversation with somebody, just got really under his skin. And he's been angry until he came home. And now he walks into the house and he's all heated up. The smoke is flaring out of his nostrils over here. And he gets upset with his wife. Like people say, whether he could or whether he can't, get back at this person or that person. At the end of the day, he's going to end up fighting with his wife. So the woman should know, she should just bear the burden of his perhaps temper that he comes home with. Don't anger him and don't cause him any more pain, because obviously if he's coming home hot-headed and angry, he's been through enough already. Says the Pele Yoetz, a woman has a very major role in Shalom Bayis. If she could be able to be strong and not allow her husband's sometimes lack of honor that he has, because he's caught up in his world of emotions and maybe shame and embarrassment because he can't provide and do so and such things. So if she could just let it go and leave it alone and be able to support him and be there for him and try her best to be Oiser B'tzana Shabayla, like we spoke about before, to do the will of her husband, then they will be Zeicha to have real Shalom Bayis. All the best.